Hi everyone, and welcome to Paper Pumpkin Week here on Creative Chelsey. This week I have shared a bunch of fun ideas that you can make with one set of supplies from this month's kit. Today we're going to be creating our last alternative project, and if you're interested in seeing what came in the June 2024 Life is Sweet kit, which made 9 cards, 3 in these 3 different designs, you can check out my playlist and I'll link it over here in the top right corner. That playlist also has all of my past alternative projects as well, so if you're interested in seeing some of those or starting from the beginning and making them along with me, you can check out that playlist as well. Today we're going to be using the last of the products. We've got some vellum pieces and I'm going to be showing you how to color vellum. We're also going to be using some of that petal pink envelope paper to create a butterfly, and then adding some of the branches and leaves that we have left over. And I just love this card. It's a great one to kind of finish off our week. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we do need the other half of the blue card base. I'm just going to put that off to the side. Let's do our coloring first. So we've got our 2 vellum leaves. Mine are still attached to the outline, that paper, the vellum border, whatever. And I wanted to do that so that it's easier to color. So you just want to make sure you put it on some scratch paper. And I'm just using some basic white cardstock I have laying around. And you can color these in any color you want. I'm going to use Shaded Spruce, which is kind of a darker color green. And then I also wanted to use Melon Mambo for that little pop of bright dark pink. And it's really quite easy. The Stampin' Blend markers color vellum beautifully because it dries quickly since they're alcohol markers. If you have a different brand of alcohol marker, you could use that as well to color your vellum. And it is difficult to color vellum with just regular ink because the ink is water-based and the vellum doesn't soak up that color very quickly. And so if you do choose to use maybe some regular water-based ink, you might have to try around and fiddle with adding multiple layers and letting it have time to dry. Maybe even using like the back side to color on so that it doesn't rub off. There's a lot of other issues, but with alcohol markers, it just makes it really quick and simple. You can just color it right on top and it stays. So you could change up these colors too. You don't have to follow the exact colors that I'm doing. So it looks like I missed a little spot right here. Okay. All right. So once those are dry, you can take them out of the vellum and we can add them to our card. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of prep work so that we can place those on our card. We're just going to add that blue piece right to a card base of thick basic white cardstock. And I'm having a hard time today getting it to go on there, but there we go. To really make the congrats pop, I've used Pretty Peacock cardstock, and that is cut to 1 inch by 5.5 inches. And I'm going to use this fishtail banner punch to kind of punch out a banner on each side. You can either do this or you can just fishtail it yourself, which is what I did for a previous project. So either one works. The nice thing about using the punch is that it is going to cut it in just a little bit. So if you do hand cut it, you may want to just cut it a little smaller than 5.5 inches so that the banner doesn't go all the way to the edge of the card. Let's go ahead and add this to our card with some dimensionals. And then we're going to stamp our greeting I want to make sure that this is on first before we stamp our greeting so that I don't accidentally stamp on anything. All right, so once we place that on there, I just put it right in the middle. You can eyeball it. If you want it up a little higher, you can do that too. There's really no wrong or right place to place that greeting. I'm gonna get my Shy Shamrock. Again, you can use your ink spot for this. You're going to choose a greeting. For the congrats, I'm gonna do so much to celebrate. And then you're gonna just stamp that above your strip. And something like this. Now, mine's not perfectly straight, but that's okay. And then we can add congrats with some dimensionals in the center of our pretty peacock strip. All right, so once I have the dimensionals on the back, I can go ahead and place that onto my strip. And I love how that dark pretty peacock really makes it pop. Then I'll take these vellum pieces and we're just going to go ahead and add them to our card with a glue dot on the back. And make sure you know which is the back and front, because the front is the side that you colored on and it is going to be darker. And I cannot find my glue dots. Okay. So this larger one I placed at the bottom. Just kind of tuck it underneath, add an angle. Looks like the glue dot is showing. So I'm just going to kind of pick it up and tuck it in a little bit further. There. And then this double one I've placed at the top. Then I'm going to add some of the smaller glue dots onto the back of the flowers. And then we can just kind of pop these on near the branches. Oops. So I'm going to take a small one and put it on here. Or maybe that was the medium one. Here's the tiny one. Put it over here. I don't want them right on top of the branch because they are still vellum and you can kind of see through them. I want the color to kind of stay solid and not too varied. So that's where I've placed mine. You, of course, can place yours wherever you want. And then we're going to take the last of our little ferns that we cut from that frame. And we can add these really anywhere we want. So I've got this one. I'm going to add some of those little glue dots again. This one I like because it has that straight edge that I can add it right at the bottom of the card. I think that has like a really nice look that we've got some up here. And then we also draw the eye down into the bottom corner. So that's where I'm going to place this one. I also have this kind of double one. I could do the same thing and keep moving it down, or I can add it up here, kind of over that one. And then I can move this one around a little bit. Maybe that's what I'll do. This one's a little different than my original, but that's fine. And you can kind of make it your own with whatever you have left over. So it doesn't need to match mine perfectly, especially with these scraps. We're it over just a little bit. I'm going to have that leaf kind of come up on top there. So something like that. I love the way that looks. And then over here, we'll use some of these pieces. So we're going to finish off by removing the edge. And then probably separating this one from that one. This one I will just kind of tuck underneath, kind of to mimic on the other side. I'm going to just use a regular glue dot here because I can hide it underneath. Like that. And then this one, I'll use my last glue dot so that I can tuck it underneath the S and have one that's kind of up on top. I like adding elements on different layers of my card. I love how kind of that vellum green is different than this summer splash green. So it creates some nice layering. And then the last thing we're going to add is one of our butterflies. And again, this is cut with the dies, Thanks and Beyond dies. And you're going to use both the outside and the inside. And we'll just run that through and I'll be right back. So it's going to look something like this. And then you can pop one of those mini dimensionals in the center. And then you'll just add it right to the card. Like that. You can really place it wherever you want. I think it looks good down in that bottom right corner. And your card is all done. Quick, easy, beautiful card. I hope you enjoyed watching me create it today. If you're interested in seeing written instructions or close-up images on how I created this card, you can visit my blog, creativechelsey.com. Thanks so much for watching. Have a creative day. Bye.